Good morning, everyone. Wow, I have no idea, but I was trying to go live and it just didn't work. So I'm sorry for being a little late. All right, so kicking things off this week with London session live streams. I'm not really sure if this is going to be a usual thing. We're going to see in the future. I just want to, test out a little bit to see if you guys are present in here, if you guys are interested in having or, assisting these London session live streams, or you'd rather I do it on the New York session, or who knows, even both, but not every day because then I would just go nuts. Alexa, pause the music. Anyway, so, boom, 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 boom. Gold has had like a crazy bull run. And I will not hide the fact that I am absolutely surprised by this. I really was not expecting. You guys know that I kept saying from the beginning of the previous week that I'm really expecting for price to move on to the sell side liquidity that created under these relatively equal lows here on the daily chart around 32.45-ish. It didn't do that. The good thing is that I somehow, apparently my boyfriend also noticed that I have the ability, the capacity to not marry with a trading idea. So yeah, I'm really happy that I didn't insist on a trading only bearish setups, even though I did focus on bearish setups and I did take some bearish setups, which ended up being some losses the other week, last week, but yeah, I guess it's just part of the game. But I also had nice wins with the bullish setup, so that's super okay. Okay, so you might actually be seeing the very green thing that appears right now on the chart, announcing a partnership between me. It's not really like a partnership, but more I would say that it is a pretty promising prop firm that I've discovered from that guy on Instagram. He goes by the handle of Prop Firm Kid. Yeah, Prop Firm Kid. So I don't know if you follow Prop Firm Kid on Instagram. I do follow him and I really enjoy his content. And I've noticed that he has been talking lately, really, how should I say, enthusiastic about a prop firm called Neoma. I don't know how you actually pronounce this or spell this, but whatever, you get the point. The thing is that what makes this prop firm a little bit special than the other prop firms that we know that we have been used to is the fact that besides the fact that they offer a 40% first time purchase off on any challenge, which by the way, if you're going to register using the link in the description of this live stream, and then you're going to use the code NEW40, you can actually benefit from a 40% discount on any challenge that you buy from this prop firm. Also, you get a 30% discount, lifetime discount, on any purchase that you're going to get later on after your first purchase. And you can get a 30% discount if you're going to use code RBV, which is absolutely insane. 30% discount, like it's something that no prop firm usually offers. And I'm not talking about futures prop firms, because those prop firms usually offer like a 80% or 90% discount, but you actually get to pay that monthly activation fee anyways, right? So it's not like you actually save on a lot of money with those discounts. Also, like another extremely important factor about this prop firm is the fact that they only have a 6% profit target on both steps on the two-step challenge. So on step number 1, in the first phase, you have to do a 6% profit target, and the same in the second stage of the challenge, which honestly I haven't found a prop firm that gives you only like where you have to only make a 6% profit target. And I know, like, for example, if we were to compare, I don't know, with FundedNext, which has been my preferred prop firm, like ever since I started my prop firm journey. FundedNext has been my preferred one. Now, for example, with FundedNext, okay, if you get the two-step challenge, you have to make 8% profit on your first step, and then you have to make 5% profit on your second step. So that means a total of 13%, right? So it's like, for example, if you get a 50K account, which is the account that I usually get, you have to make $4,000 of profit in your first stage of the challenge, and then $2,500 profit in the second stage of your challenge, and then you get funded, right? So in total, you have to make like 8,500. Not 8,000, 6,500. With this prop firm, with Neoma, you have to make 6% in your first stage, so that's $3,000, and then 6% in the second stage, which is again $3,000 off of a 50K account. So if you think about it, the difference between the two stages, the sum between the two stages with FundedNext, which is 6,500, and what you have to make inside the two stages with Neoma, which is $6,000, it's not that big. It's only $500 difference. However, the thing is that when you have it broken down into two equal parts, $3,000 profit target on each of the two stages, it becomes a lot easier mentally. There is a lot less less stressful, and it puts less strain on your psyche when you know that you have to make $3,000 to pass rather than making $4,000, which is 8%, or with other prop firms, 10%, which would be $5,000. Or if you get like 100K account, then you would have to make like $8,000 to $10,000. Whereas with Neoma, you only have to make $6,000. So think about it like this: how many times did it occur to you that you made, like, you were on the verge of, like, you only needed one more winning trade and you would have passed either your first phase or your second phase and became funded, and then you've actually failed when you were one trade distance away from getting funded, right? And that's only because you had to make like 8 or 10% in the first stage. And with 6% in the first stage and 6% in the second stage, mentally speaking, it is a lot easier, a lot less stressful to achieve a 6% profit target. So you guys remember that last week I made a poll every day when I live streamed. I made a poll where I've actually asked you guys, what challenge would you like to see here on the during the live streams on the channel? And I gave you to pick from option number 1, trade a small account with my own funds, or option number 2, trade a prop firm account and take it to a first payout. And the second option was the winning option, which is basically just trading a prop firm account and taking it to the first payout, or trying to take it to the first payout, but I have no doubt that I'm going to actually take it to the first payout. But even though this second option was the one that was a winning option, or the winning option every single day from last week when I made these polls, The battle between these two options was actually very, very tight, very tight. And when I say very tight, I mean that, for example, I have the results here. On Monday, 64% of you voted to trade a prop firm account, and only 36% of you voted to trade a small account with my own funds. So in here, it was pretty obvious that, there was a huge difference between the two options. However, on Tuesday and Wednesday, 56% of you voted that I should trade a prop firm account, and 44% of you voted that I should trade a small account with my own funds. So in here, the difference was rather small, right? 56 versus 44%. And then hold on, let me pull up the image. And then on Thursday, 54% of you, so even less than on Tuesday and Wednesday. So on Thursday, 54% of you voted that I should trade a prop firm account, and then only 46% voted that I should trade a small account with my own funds. So the difference between the two options became even smaller than on Tuesday and on Wednesday. And then on Friday, 51% of you voted that I should trade a prop firm account, and 49% of you voted that I should trade a small account with my own funds. So as you can see, it's been a very tight battle between the two options. So I'm thinking of doing my best that I am, at least for the month of July, the remaining of the month of July, which is going to be 2 weeks, at least for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to do 2 live streams every day, which is going to be one live stream on the London session and then another live stream on the New York session. The London session live streams are going to start at 8 a.m. London time or 1 a.m. New York time. And then the New York live stream is going to start at usual around 9:30 a.m. New York time. Okay? I'm going to be live streaming for around 2 hours on each of these 2 sessions. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to trade one option on the London session and then another option on the New York session. And when I say option, I'm talking on the London session, I'm going to be trading the prop firm account from Neoma, a 50K 2-step account. And then during the New York live streams, I will trade a small account with my own funds. Now, today during the New York live stream, actually today there will not be a new live stream for the New York session because I need to open up my account with the broker that I've chosen for this challenge. I don't want to use the 2 brokers that I usually use and that I usually recommend. Because many of you throughout the time, ever since I've started my social media channels, have asked me many times if I know any broker that would actually accept clients from the US. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find one that is, that I entirely trust. Of course, you can trade futures like, you can trade the futures markets if you're from the US, if you're a US citizen, with pretty much every broker that offers that option of trading futures, because basically just CFDs are not entirely regulated in the US with every broker, actually with very few brokers. But you can trade futures if you're a US citizen, and you can do that with pretty much any broker that offers futures trading. The bottom line is that I've researched for another prop firm, not prop firm, why do I keep saying prop firm? That I've researched for another broker and for another brokerage firm. And I believe that I'm going to go with Fusion Markets. I'm thinking about two options. I'm thinking about choosing between Fusion Markets and Vantage FX. But honestly, I think that I'm more inclined going with Fusion Markets simply because I've noticed that their spreads tend to be a lot more stable, especially on gold, which is the asset that I trade. Their spreads tends to be a lot more stable than on Vantage FX. So yeah. Anyway, let's cut to today's analysis, right? Because we'll have enough time to talk about brokers and prop firms and whatnot. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Like I said, crazy move from gold. Now on the daily chart, like I was actually looking on the weekly chart the other day. And you know what I've noticed? I've noticed that even though price in here came down and broke, you know, 1 week's low, 2 weeks low, 3 weeks low, actually it then formed what we would generally call a support, right? A bullish candle following after a bearish candle is basically a support. It's a confirmed support. So I'm right now thinking, because considering the fact that we're respecting previous week's lows and we're breaking previous week's highs, it's pretty obvious that the market is actually intending to move higher. So I'm trying to see where there is the next buy side liquidity area, and obviously we have 33.94 ish, 33.95 ish. Also, I know that there is a lot of buy side liquidity, like in around this smooth area here. Okay. And yeah, I'm thinking that the market is actually prone to going higher. It's primed to going higher. And think about it like this. Right now, to the left side, there is actually, you know, in the bigger time frames, which are more relevant for the movements, considering the long time that we're looking at, I don't see any bearish fair value gap around here that, you know, follows above where price is right now. So right now price is at 33.75, right? Above 33.75, I don't see any other bearish fair value gap that price might be headed towards. So, you know, obviously, except for this one, I'm just going to move it in here, except for this one on the 4-hour chart. So I know this, that whenever there is no imbalance above price, when price is running higher and there is no imbalance above it that it might actually stumble upon, right? Imbalance as in fair value gap, then it will usually go for liquidity. Now, between where price is right now, 33.70 something, and the closest bearish fair value gap, which I can see here on a bigger time frame, 4-hour, daily, weekly, monthly, which is this fair value gap here, I don't see any other bearish fair value gap, which makes me think that price is actually going after that fair value gap, and at the same time, it might actually purge the buy side liquidity above these, above this smooth area over here. So yeah, you can see on the daily chart, no SIBI whatsoever to the left side of the chart above where price is right now, which makes me think, like, if we're not going to see any rejection whatsoever at that 4-hour SIBI, then it's likely for price to want to move higher above this area, because like I said, if there is no imbalance, price will seek liquidity. Okay, so this is my view. Now I'm gonna remove some of the lines that I've drew in here. Now, do you guys remember during Friday's live stream, there was this nice fair value gap over here created during the New York session, where I've actually attempted a short setup and it actually failed. And look at how beautifully it rejected off of there. And as far as I remember, there was also some form of SMT divergence in here. Yes, there was. So let me go ahead and show you. So this area with this area, even taking it all the way to here, and this is a bullish SMT. So I have a lower low on gold, and then we definitely have higher low on silver, obviously, like no doubt about it. All right. So as usual, I just want to mark all the SMT liquidity. And you know what? Even if for this session, I'm not getting any setup, because I have to admit it is a bit late. I did start the session a little late, the live stream. But you know, this exercise, this activity of marking the SMTs can't actually be something wrong or something useless, because whatever I'm marking right now is also going to serve me for the New York live stream. Today is July 14th, so this is July True Open. Okay, so this is very important. Let's lock this in. Also, you see, you know, people say, oh yeah, True Opens have nothing to do. Yeah, actually they do have a lot to do. Like, just look at June True Open and the way it actually started to move up from there. And not to mention the fact that there's also been this SMT divergence over here. And it was an SMT divergence between, you know, that occurred at 10 a.m. New York time, you know, 9:55, so 5 minutes before 10 a.m. So it was the 9:50 to 10:10 macro. Also, we have New York session, New York kill zone, purging the sell side liquidity under London, under Asia, on gold, which is not doing the same thing on silver. So silver is creating higher lows, which shows a signs of strength, whereas gold is creating lower low. But if you bear the weakness, the apparent weakness of gold, and then you put this into perspective that, well, it purged session lows, like kill zone lows, and then it rejected off of June True Open with SMT during the time when silver is showing signs of strength, not weakness, in a market that has previously broken daily highs and respected daily lows. Yeah, it was pretty obvious that I should have actually looked for long setups, continuing to look for long setups, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay. What are you guys saying here? Good morning, London, exciting, yay. Peter, I only trade London morning sessions, and I started at 6 a.m. with setups from New York midnight. Hope no one is looking for a reversal. It's going to run up the rest of the day. It's a Monday. Yeah, I'm sort of like expecting the same thing, but we'll see. Monday, don't rely on previous day's high or low. It's setting the weekly range. I expect 4,000 price be reached. Oh wow, you really have plans, don't you? Already late at buying at 12 a.m. midnight. I think I'm almost certain it's surging up. Okay, you can't be almost certain, James Kariuki. You're either certain or you're not. Certainty and like the two words certain and almost do not go hand in hand because they just cancel each other out. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. What do we have here? I look at these lows here. Wow. Obviously, relatively equal lows. Like very equal lows. I'm not saying price will take out that sell side. I just want to mark it because in case it takes that out, that would be an ideal place to look for a continuation higher. Ideal. Also, I want to check. Okay. So this was also buy side liquidity. Okay. Also buy side liquidity. Sort of. So gold just swept buy side liquidity. Now, the real question is, was that BSL swept? Like, should we consider that it's a sweep? Meaning that price will now use that buy side to pair it with smart money short orders and therefore move lower? Or should we interpret price creating that higher high and the absorption of that buy side liquidity as a break of structure? That's what you always have to ask yourself. Is this higher high a liquidity sweep, meaning that it's now going to start to move the opposite way? Or is it a break of structure, meaning that whatever it's doing right now is just a pullback into the rebalance of any, BISI or something like that, and then it's actually going to continue to move higher? That's what you always have to ask yourself. And SMT is a very good thing to use in order to filter out between stop runs and stop hunts, to know exactly, okay, this high that it just created, this higher high, is that a run on buy side, or is it a purge of buy side? So the difference between run on buy side liquidity is that it's usually just going to keep going higher, and the purge of buy side is that it's going to use it to move the opposite way. So that's what you always have to ask yourselves. All right, so 18 more minutes until the current 1 hour and 30-minute candle is going to close. And 2+ hours until the 4-hour candle is going to close. This really looks like an equilibrium area, doesn't it? Like expansion, equilibrium, and then another expansion, which is usually equal in size to the previous expansion. So that would be like how much? How much is this? Oh no, wait, because I'm not measuring this right. That would be around 450 pips. So move higher from around 3358-ish. 450 pips higher. Well, what do you know? It's precisely around that 4-hour CIBI, which is here. So you can actually get a good demarcation of that if you just take a fib, you anchor it at the low, and then you take it, you drag it up, and make sure that you fixate, that you put the 50% level of that fib. Let me just remove this one real quick. And make sure that you fixate the 50% level of that fib around that area which you believe to be equilibrium. So it's like you have a rally, base, rally, right? And then you're going to have like a projected extension of the fib from the 50% level all the way up to the 0% level. And usually if that falls at some relevant PD array, then that's your thing. But yeah, for now, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a little more because right now I don't have any reason to take a long trade. Wait, because I had a fib here. I'm just going to pop that up real quick. Back. Okay. You guys don't mind me. I'm just going to mute myself and I'm just going to eat something because I went to the gym a little earlier and I just didn't have any snack meal or something. So I'm just going to eat something. So if you guys have any questions, just make sure to pop them in the chat and I'll reply.
sounds of the clouds above, the sound of rain along the pond. The grass that grows beneath my feet, I close my eyes, the hum of bees. I pluck the flower, violet green, lily of the valley on my knees. All the things I left behind, save this little place in my mind. I don't wanna lose you. It's too soon. I don't wanna lose you. It's too soon. Dandelions, rustling leaves, just like in my childhood dreams. You're as delicate as a leaf, you don't know what you mean to me. I don't wanna lose you. It's too soon. I don't wanna lose you. It's too soon.
Okay, guys, so I'm in this long trade that you see there. I don't know if you guys can see it here. This is the Neoma challenge account that I'm just starting to trade today. Is the first trade that I've taken. All right, guys, total transparency, down $200 on this trade. On a 50K account, had one standard lot open simply because I cannot open more. My stop loss was just 20 pips. And because I cannot open more than one standard lot on a 50K account because of the leverage, this is how much I lost. Okay, see you guys tomorrow on the London session live stream. Today there won't be a live stream on the New York session because, like I said, I am gonna have some things to do. I'm actually going with a friend to the pool, so that's why I'm not doing the live stream today. But I'll talk to you guys tomorrow during the London session live stream. Like I said, it's gonna start at 8 a.m. London time. And in New York time, I think that's actually 3 a.m. Yeah, 3 a.m. New York time, 8 a.m. London time, and 10 a.m. my time. Talk to you guys tomorrow.